Very good morning to you over there. How are you doing? I believe you enjoy your last class. And I know that for every basic tech class, it is always interesting, though technical. Alright? So, you have to be on top of your studies and follow all the teacher's instructions so that you can be the best. And this topic, and for all topics you have to do the same. And I believe you've gotten yourself to secluded area where nobody can distract you, okay, for this lecture. And ensure you take your writing materials along with you in order to jot down essential explanations which are not present on this video. Okay, my name is David Olatubosun once again, and we are taking the topic for today, hydraulics. So hydraulics is this topic, and enjoy your study. Alright, our lesson objectives will focus on number 1, definition of hydraulics. 2, you should be able to state hydraulics devices. And lastly, you should focus on you should be able to state the application of hydraulics, because I want to ask you to explain this tomorrow, because we are going to take application of hydraulics as a new topic after this. Alright, so I won't bother you so much on that. Now let's go. Before we define hydraulics, you've heard pneumatic hydraulics. Okay, you know that we talked about pneumatics previously, and we talked about the use of gases under pressure. But for hydraulics, it is the use of liquids, okay, under pressure to power some mechanical devices. Alright, and most heavy-duty machines make use of hydraulic devices. Alright, now what is this hydraulics? Now, hydraulics involves the use of liquids under pressure. So the liquid used in hydraulics are usually water and oil. So when we talk about oil now, we're not talking about vegetable oil. I'm talking about the one usually called engine oil, the one used, okay, to reduce frictions in machines. That is the type of oil we are talking about. Now, let's move to hydraulic devices. We're talking about hydraulic devices. We're talking about some devices that are powered hydraulically. That is, they use water or oil in order to perform some functions. Okay, so hydraulic devices are mechanical devices that employ pressurized liquids as a working substance. Okay, I've emphasized so much on that, so there should be no repetition on it. Now, mechanical power. We talk about mechanical power. Remember, we talk about types of power. We have mechanical power and electrical power. Now, when we talk about mechanical power, power generated by machines. Okay, so mechanical power can be generated, okay, controlled, and transmitted through the use of pressurized liquids. Okay, through the use of pressurized liquids. Now, essential hydraulic devices. So we talk about some devices that made use of hydraulics. And you know, some of them, you know, they are very common and very important in their usage. The first one is pumps. Some of you've seen pumps. As you start mentioning about pumps now, you will mention 2, 3, and 4. Alright? What is pump? Pump is a device used in hydraulic system for what? For raising, transporting, discharging, or compressing liquid by means of a piston, plunger, or set of rotating vanes. When you get to application hydraulic, you will get to see the pictures of plunger, piston. Even you can just Google it, okay, to see the pictures. Now, we can classify pumps. You can classify pumps. So, pumps are classified into 2 main categories. The first one is centrifugal, also known as rotodynamic pumps. Centrifugal, also known as rotodynamic pumps, and positive displacement pumps. Okay, let's continue so that you get to know the difference between the two. What is centrifugal or rotodynamic pumps? Number 1 is centrifugal or rotodynamic pumps are produces a head and a flow. When we talk about head and flow, okay, head of a pump is the distance between the head of the pump and the level of the water. I mean, it is the height between the pump and what? And the liquid. That is what we refer to as what? Head. And the head and the flow. What is this flow? The head of a pump will determine its flow. If the head is higher, that means the flow is going to be increased. If the head is lower, it means the flow is going to decrease. So, I'm taking again, centrifugal or rotodynamic pumps produce a head and flow by increasing the speed of the liquid through the device with the help of a rotating vane impeller. The function of impeller, okay, in a pump is to help to increase the speed of the liquid, okay, in the device. Alright? And this type of pump can handle a large flow of liquid at low pressure, even if the liquid has low pressure. It can still help the liquid to flow. Now, the flow is reduced when the viscosity is increased such that the pump becomes very inefficient and even modest viscosity. Now, what is viscosity? Okay, and for your level, viscosity simply means the level or the rate at which substance, liquid substance can flow. Okay, look at oil and water. If you pour the two in a container, you will see that one will flow more faster than the other. Okay, so water will flow more faster than what? Than oil. It means that oil has higher viscosity while water has low viscosity. So from this definition, you can also say that viscosity is the resistance to the flow of a liquid object. Okay, so in centrifugal pumps, if the viscosity is very, very low, the pump will become inefficient. It won't be able to pump out the liquid. Okay, that is the disadvantage of centrifugal pumps. Now let's look at some examples of centrifugal pumps. Number 1 is suction pump. Number 2, inline pumps. Number 3, multi-stage pumps. Number 4, submersible pumps. Number 5, self-preening pumps. And then 6, axial pumps. Now let's look at the specific use of some of these pumps. Suction pump. Some of you have seen this in the hospital. Peradventure, you see somebody that could not feed very well, or someone that could not pass out excreta or urine. A suction pump is inserted into the organs of the person, which will help to pump out all the waste products. So suction pump or machines are used to remove substances like blood, saliva, mucus, and vomit from a person's airway. Okay? They are also used for moving water from one point to another. Okay? Now, let's move to another type of pumps uses. Uses of multi-stage pump. Multi-stage pump is used in boiler feed. Where is boilers used? Boiler is used in a water company. Okay, a company that generates waters for the people in the environment. Okay, in the part of the machines, there is a boiler there. So, multi-stage pump is used in boiler feed. It is used in water supply boosting. You can also use it in irrigation. Okay, our farmers that engage in irrigation make use of a multi-stage pump. It is used in fire fighting. It is used in heating and cooling conditioning, and it is used in water circulation. This is a picture of a multi-stage pump. Now, let's move to submersible pump. Uses of submersible pump. So, submersible pumps are efficient for pumping out septic tanks. I believe everybody is usually living in a modern building, okay, where they mix of a WC. So, for every WC in your house, the waste from it, waste from you to the WC, will go straight to the septic tank. So to get to a stage where the septic tank is filled, then at that point in time, you have to get rid of the waste, be it water or excreta. So you get septic tanks or get professional to do it for you. They will get submersible pumps. Okay, they dip it into the pit, connect pipes to it as outlets, and the submersible pump is connected to the source of electrical power. And before you know it, it will pump out all the wastes. Number 2, it is used to pump excess water from work sites or flooded basement in construction sites. It is also used to pump slurries. Okay. Now, axial pumps. Axial pumps. Axial pumps are used to, 1, circulate fluids in power plants to make sure that fluids goes around. Then it is used in sewage digester. You know, I got to know about sewage digester when listening to an advert on the radio. These days, you know, people don't make of septic tanks alone. What they build is sewage digester. The moment the sewage gets to the septic tanks, the sewage digester system will help to turn the sewage into a product that is useless, that will not allow the septic tank to overfill. If you have sewage digester, you don't have to bother yourself about emptying the septic tank, because sewage digester will convert the waste products. Okay, it is also used in what? It is also used in using flood dewatering and irrigation systems. Let's move to next one. Next category is a positive displacement pumps. Which type of pump did you just finish? Remember me. Remind me. Is it not? What? Okay, I know it. I'm just joking. It is rotodynamic or centrifugal pumps. Now we're in positive displacement pumps. It is the second type of pump. Okay, a positive displacement pump makes a fluid move by trapping a fixed amount and forcing that trap volume into the discharge pipe. So some positive displacement pumps use an expanding cavity on the suction side and a decreasing cavity on the discharge side. Now we can group positive displacement pumps into two. The first one is reciprocating pumps, and the second one is rotary pumps. What is this reciprocating pumps? These pumps consist of piston, plunger, cylinder, valve. All these four things we talk about, they enable the opening and closing of liquid, okay, passing through the system. So a reciprocating pumps is of two types. One, single acting pump. Two, double acting pump. Now, what is single acting pump? Single acting pump just discharges only during one of its strokes. But for double acting pumps, it discharges during both strokes. Now, rotary pumps. Rotary pumps. The rotary pump consists of gears, lobe, vane, and cavity. It delivers fixed amount of liquid and produces pressure which is equal to the resistance to liquid flow being discharged by the pump. Now, first pump. And I remember this, I think about, it's this kind of pump that is used, okay, for getting water from the well, okay. It is used to draw liquid, usually water, from the well by hand. Then when we were in village, I remember the first category of a borehole dug by the Ekiti State government then. Made use of a first pump. Then, it doesn't, then it is power mechanically, not electrically. All you just need to do is to press the lever up and down, up and down. So jacking it up and down, up, down, up, down. It will be releasing water for you. So the kind of pump put in it is a force pump. So it relies on the mechanical force to move water by displacing it from one location to another. It is a pump with solid piston and valves used to raise a liquid and or expel liquid under pressure. Now, let's look at some of the applications of hydraulics which we are going to look into in details in the next lecture. So, hydraulic are applied in the following areas. Now, hydraulic jack, simple garden sprinkler, reaction turbine, water wheels. Okay, we are going to study them in detail in the next lecture. Now, let's look at what we have done today and see if you will be able to meet the objectives. Number one, what is hydraulic? Two, classify hydraulic devices. Three, Explain force pump actions. Explain force pump actions. Now, further reading, I want you to at least ensure you go through all these sites. Don't just overlook these sites. They are very important. I've worked on them. I've seen them. They have very good content that will be useful for additional knowledge. Okay, for you. Ensure you check them out. Please do. I beg of you. Alright, thanks for your time today. I believe you enjoyed the class. For any question, any complaint, you can always channel it through my email. I will be ready to answer you. Make sure that you obey all the lockdown rules. Okay, use sanitizers, or when necessary, use face mask while going out. Keep yourself safe and healthy. And remember that it is God that protects us. Call upon God. God bless you. See you another time. Bye-bye.